Bomba-dee-da, 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 bomba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da.
Yeah, so that's just another option. Bullshit.
Are you gonna get off your phone?
Yeah, I had to look at these questions, man. Good. Are we live?
Hey, I think we're recording.
Oh,
okay.
Mic check. Hello.
Hey. Okay, radio voice. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Happy Trails.
Welcome to Happy Trails. Hey.
If you're watching, you probably can tell that Matt and I are sitting next to each other. Hey!
This is real. This is not
this is
AI. This is real, live.
And look at, and if
See?
you look, there's the wife in the background.
It's for everything for us.
That's a cameo appearance for Christine.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it. Love it.
Nice.
We're live. So believe it or not, Ann and I are in beautiful Robbins, Iowa. And I told you before, Robbins is home of the robin.
That's where it was invented, man.
The robin. And
was invented.
The #1 hit tune, Rockin' Robin, was started right here.
Yeah. We have some of those on our deck.
Yes.
Actually, one of the robins was nesting. We still got nesting robins. It's July. I thought they did it in the spring, but we still have baby robins out there on our deck. And one of them actually pooped on his son's head last night.
Yeah, pooping robin.
That was awesome.
Not rockin' robin.
That was
pooping
awesome.
robin.
We were pretty. That was, that's always funny when it's not you.
It's always good when it's not you.
And you probably can hear Matt this week because we're actually using a microphone.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. He doesn't.
You know what? Sometimes technology is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. He didn't get a chance to screw anything up. So.
Yeah. Because I F a lot of stuff up.
Right on.
That's right. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Right after this message.
Hey,
we'll be back.
How about that intro though by the Atomic Punks?
Atomic Punks,
man, gotta love those guys. Those guys are so awesome. They came to rescue us and give us a good intro, so we don't have to pay Van Halen. We actually just give insight to who the Atomic Punks are. Making a little tour around the U.S. right now. They just left Seattle, and matter of fact, maybe we can put up their next tour dates here. And if you're watching, you can check them out. I'd advise you go. Amazing band, lots of fun.
I love Van Halen too, man.
So do I.
Freaking great band.
So do I.
So
because we're old school,
right?
Old school. Speaking of old school,
I was around in 1984 for 1984.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just ignore that.
Where were you in 1984?
Those who know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. Good.
All right. So podcast Happy Trails today. We're just going to kind of talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that stuff that's kind of come across our way. We got a few questions to answer. And then we got to get to the pool.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day here in Robbins.
Yes, it is. Because we're on vacation.
No, it's vacation. After this is work. We actually been working on a deal all morning.
Yes, we have.
So putting some numbers together, but we won't get into quite that much of that deal yet. So it's preliminary. I think we're going to be talking to the broker today.
Yeah, we're getting online with the broker and having a conversation about 1 o'clock, and that's good.
So so trying to make things happen.
That's right. Making it happen.
Making it happen.
That's right.
Radio voice. All right. So let's start with a question. This is a question I got asked. I'm looking at my phone because that's on my phone.
That's what I was doing on my phone before Blaine yelled at me.
He was not.
So
this is a really good question. A few weeks ago, we talked about accredited and non-accredited investors, and we discussed the accreditation process and how you have to have $1 million net worth minimum. Income has to be $200,000 a year individual or $300,000 a year a combined household income to become an accredited investor. And certain deals can only be by accredited investors. Some deals you can have some non-accredited investors. So if you can get it, it's good. And they're like, hey, how do you get a letter of accreditation? And I'm like, Bam, that's a good question.
Mhm.
There are multiple companies out there. What
Mhm.
was the one? What was the one we used?
We used, I think previously it was Verify Investor.
Verify Investor.
Yeah.
And that there's a fee to that.
Yep.
And it was so you pay a fee and you submit tax forms online to this company, and they have somebody look at it, and then they send you a letter. And what I always think is so weird is that it's good for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then you have to resubmit it. It's like, shouldn't it be good for like a year?
Yeah, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, how much is your income going to change in 3 months? I mean,
well,
unless you're unemployed or something,
could change a lot. It's
multifamily. Well, maybe that's kind of what
we're
working
knows?
on. So, there is also I got a link for parallelmarkets.com, and it says get accredited today, and they will do it for free. And Matt's like, why are they doing it for free?
Yeah, no one does anything for free. Nobody.
Except we're doing this podcast for free.
Yeah. Well, for you, because we care.
All of you guys, to help.
Because we care.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but no, but there's businesses are not doing stuff for free. There's got to be a take on their end. I just don't know what it is. But.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking they're just trying to get their name associated with something, and then when you need their services, you'll go, oh, hey, that's right, parallel markets.
Yeah,
but I don't know what else they do, because I did the letter of accreditation through them. It was super easy. Again, just uploaded some documents to their website. So now, I haven't seen any fraud. Nobody's stolen my identity yet, so I think it's valid. No, I know a lot of people actually in the Sumrock group have used this. I got it from a pretty reputable source. So yeah, I uploaded that, and I think it was like 3 hours later or something like that. They sent me my letter, and so that way I could get into a deal that I wanted to get into, the one in Southern Atlanta. So
it's frustrating. I honestly, I mean, the first time that I filled out all the paperwork, it was a pain in the butt. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, they're asking you for all kinds of stuff. You've got to supply them with your statements for each year and your tax returns and all kinds of stuff. It's a little bit invasive, but to have 3 months of approval. I also have been involved in deals where they ask if you're verified, but they don't need proof of that.
They don't. Yeah.
Some deals absolutely require you to provide proof that you're an accredited investor. And I've been involved in 2 of those. I think you've been involved in two, well. And then I've been involved in 2 others that just asked, and I replied yes, and that was that.
Yeah, and those are the 506C deals.
Correct.
And those are remember there's 506B and 506C. The C are the one where you do not have to have a personal relationship with the general partners and the sponsors, and so they can advertise the deal to try and raise funds on online or social media. And that therefore they need accredited investors. So they make sure that since they don't know you, they want to make sure you're accredited. So those are the deals that certainly have to have proof.
Who are you?
So the B's, you have to have a personal relationship. And so, you can, if you know somebody, you can have a certain percentage of in a B can be non-accredited.
Accredited, correct.
Which is what percent, Matt?
I don't remember.
Hurry up, make a number up.
65%.
It's like 30. It's like
30. 30%. That's what that was my other guess.
Yeah. 30% could be unaccredited. And
I don't remember what that was, but
so
that was a while ago.
So there you go. There's a couple options for you guys out there if you need to get a letter of accreditation.
Yeah. It's a good thing. And if you're a lot of investments you're going to get into, they need it. So
yeah.
I do think it's weird though for the 3-month thing. I think that's weird.
3 months is so lame.
So let's see. I got a question in the 2-week hiatus we were on. Which, by the way, thank you for letting us have that. It was great. Fantastic.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, perfect. So this one is, I want to get involved and begin making money outside of dentistry. Don't we all? That's why we started.
Right. That's why
Where do I start? Well, this is the question I think that we all go through, right? Is how do you start? Where do you start? I know that if you're just starting out, it's a different story than if you're seasoned like Blaine and I. We've been here for a while. And I would tell you this, I think you need to, in my opinion, you need to crawl before you start walking, and you need to walk before you start running. So I have friends that want to get involved, and they're like, how do I get my money in there as fast as I can? And I'm thinking, whoa, pull the reins. The number one thing that we talked about is, what's the most important thing when you get involved in a deal, Blaine?
You got to know the people that you're getting involved with.
Relationships. So first thing you got to do is know your GP team, know the team that you're actually getting into business with. This isn't just, hey, take my money and throw it down in your investment. That's kind of like saying, hey, I'm going to give you $100,000. Go ahead and go to the craps table and do what you can with it. And then hopefully we win, right? So that's not the way to do business at all. So we want to make sure we know we're doing business. We emphasize that over and over and over. That's one of the big key points in the Sumrock ecosystem. So, and of course, this is kind of who we're following along the process as we learn and grow as well. But, one of the first things is you want to make sure you know the group. And if you find a group that you're interested in putting an investment in, what's the buy-in for that? Is it 25,000? Is it 50,000? Is it 100,000? There's a lot of deals out there where the minimum that you can jump into it is 100,000. Some people are liquid enough to put 100,000 in. Some people aren't. I've seen it as low as 50,000. I haven't seen any
25.
Have you?
Yep.
I haven't seen any of the ones I've been involved for less than 50,000. So if it was 25,000, that's awesome. That's how you get started. But if you're doing that, that's going to be a what we call an LP. Remember, we talked about in the terms a long time ago. And LP stands for limited partner, which is a passively income partner. So you are putting money into the deal and you step back as if you didn't do anything and you wait for the return, relying on the GP team and the property to do its thing. So you take the return in 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever it is. And obviously you got to look at the OM and the operating memorandum and the all the things that they put out there for you to see, the slide decks, and just see if the numbers work out for you. And if it does, that's where I'd tell you to get started. I do think you should get started though. One of the things about dentistry is you make a great living doing dentistry, and we're blessed to be able to do that. But what do you do with the money that you make? We were taught, put it in the market and let the investors make all the money with your money is basically what has happened in that deal. Like Blaine talked about, he got huge return in his market deals. What was it again?
3%.
3%.
3%. Back to you, Matt.
Back to you. 3% on that money. Who's got your money? So 3%. That's crappy, right? So we all know that. But so you're gonna have to walk before you run. So put some money in, watch a deal go through, learn what you can from the deal. So my recommendation is just get involved. You don't have to jump in and be like, hey, I want to sponsor a deal. I want to be a general partner in a deal. Of course you do, because the return on that as a general partner is more, but you don't know anything yet. I mean, you've got to put in the time. It's kind of like, hey, I want to do full mouth rehab in dentistry, but all I've ever done is like a bridge.
Full mouth rehab is meaning you basically fix every single tooth.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah. If you're a dentist. If you're not, then you're not doing any full mouth rehab, are you? Or a bridge. So something to consider. But yeah, you got to walk before you run. And my big thing is get involved, find out the people that are doing the deal, get to know the people that are doing the deals. Find somebody that you trust to put your money into the deal because they have integrity, they have all the value systems that you have. Put the money and then watch it grow. That doesn't mean wait for 5 years or 7 years or whatever the return is on that before you do it again. Just pay attention and watch things move. Learn as much as you can. Sumrock has a great job of educating you. You can sign up to be one of his what do we call that? The personal mentorship program. So that's a great place to learn a little bit.
You can read books.
Yeah,
you can read. There's obviously lots of resources on the internet too. So, just educating yourself on the whole process of a real estate syndication, which is kind of what we're doing.
Yep.
To make that happen. The other thing I want to add before Matt kind of pipes up here and pushes me out the door. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to add is make sure you know what's your goal with your money. Is your goal with your money, is it to get some long-term passive income and you just want monthly returns forever? Some people like that.
Yeah.
Other people say, I'm not here for the monthly return. I want to put something in and I want 5 years. I want a big sum of money then that I can then reinvest. So everybody's got their own personal reasons and what they want to do with their money. and what the purpose of that money is.
Yep.
And so you got to come up with that yourself. Obviously, I came across a deal here in Cedar Rapids, and I think we mentioned it last time, but
yes, we did. We talked about it.
The whole goal on that deal is they're planning on holding that like forever, right?
Wasn't 10 plus years or something.
Oh yeah, he said, he goes,
maybe
we
more.
may never sell. So and again, that's maybe you're looking for legacy money, or for long term for your kids or whatever. You can invest in something like that, and it just keeps returning over and over again, and then you will it to your children, or something like that. Maybe that's what you're looking for. So be wary of that, be conscious of that, and figure that out for yourself.
One of the cool things, Blaine and I we were looking at a deal this morning, just and we mentioned this before, one of the university properties out near where we're at in South Carolina, and we're just looking at this return. This is a different class of property than what we would normally look at through the Sunrock ecosystem, but same kind of principle. So we spent a lot of time this morning putting it in the analyzer, looking at the numbers. What happens when this happens? This is the money they're asking. How do we do this as a syndication? Lots of very cool stuff that we went through. So there's so many things out there, man. There is so many things available to you. So again, walk before you run, but more importantly, get involved. Start taking control of your money, not letting somebody else take control of your damn money, because like Blaine, I don't know where it is.
Right.
So I'm having more fun doing this, and we're meeting a lot of great people, and a lot of people are taking the time to invest in us, just like we're taking the time to invest in you. And this is what's going to move us all forward. So rock on with that.
All right.
What's your other question? You had two and I had two, right?
Another question. Let me look it up here. Okay. This one, what does a typical GP agreement look like? And so what they're asking is when you become a general partner, we talked about the returns are greater as a general partner as opposed to an LP. There's also more risk. Typically, these deals that the GPs get a certain percentage of the sale, they get a certain percentage. They can get some acquisition fee, meaning they get a little kickback for putting everything together when you buy the property. There's also management fees, monthly management fees that GPs can get. And this stuff can vary all over the place. I mean, you ask that question, and I'm in 5 deals or whatever, and they're all totally different. Some of them, there's different percentages. Some of them are 90% go to the LP, 10% to the GP. Some are 80% go to the LPs, 20% go to the GPs. And I've seen 70-30. So that number can vary quite a bit. Some of the GPs don't pay themselves until the LPs have their investment back. So they're like, hey, we're not going to pay ourselves until we have shown that we're making money for you guys, and we pay you first. And then once we get you paid, then we get our cut. And so to me, that shows some responsibility. And I think that's a pretty cool deal there with the GP team, if they're willing to do that. Pretty good chance that Houston deal that went bad that we've talked a lot about, pretty good chance that's not how that was set up.
No, I don't think so at all.
No.
I think it was a 99.1%. That's what that one was.
Yeah, I'll pay myself 99.
Yeah.
And then if there's anything left over,
after I get my 99, you'll get one.
Then they get one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of them are set up where if the value, we talk about kind of the rough goal is to double your money in 5 years, let's say.
That's fair.
Which is fair. Some of these deals will set up where the GP team will go, we're only taking 7% up to if the return is, 15% a year. Once the return goes over 15% a year, the average return, then we're going to take 14% or whatever. So it can be structured where the more profitable this is and the faster it goes through, excuse me, the more the GP team takes. So if they're doing their work, they're making this thing roll, they're getting people in there, they're rehabbing the place and marketing it, and it's kicking butt, and they're doing a good job, then they get paid more. So that's, again, I've seen that too. Isn't that the waterfall thing? Is that called waterfall?
Yeah.
Structure, or somebody calls it waterfall.
And remember, don't go chasing waterfalls. Da, 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 da. Hey, anyway.
Back to you, Matt.
But he's right. You know, there's so many different ways to structure these things. And again, all the deals that Blaine's in, all the deals that I'm in, they're all different. So
Sure.
again, but you got to know and trust the people you're working with, pay attention to what those numbers are. And again, your long-term goals, what are they? You know, for instance, I think it's great to put money in and just get money every year. I think that's fantastic. But, you know, I'm getting older and I don't want to be hanging on to wait for my money for 10 years and then start that process. I'm looking to get return 3 to 5 years, flip, go to the next one, 3 to 5 years, flip, and then so forth and so on and so on and so on. So my goals are a little bit different than a lot of people, but again, same principle applies. So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
All right, here's the other question I got. Let's see here. The other question is, I want to get involved, but I have a lot of student debt. How do I get involved? So these are mainly coming from the dentists that we kind of know, but you know, this is a question we get quite a bit from people that are not dentists as well. Is I don't have the liquidity to actually get involved because I owe so much money. So how do I get involved? Well, I don't know. The truthful answer to that is I don't know, because I don't know your situation. But there are questions that I would ask you. If you owe money on your student loans, my question would be, what's the rates that you're paying on the student loan in the term? Is it worth low? Yeah, is it low? And if it is, maybe you have the ability to finance money somewhere else at a higher rate and then invest that money and then continue to pay off your student loan over here while you're investing and making money somewhere else.
Well, and that goes back to interrupt you, Matt.
Yeah.
That goes back to, say, my house. My house, the loan on my house is 2.35%. I am freaking not paying this thing off because that's as close to free money as you can get, right? So if I have $100,000, I'm not going to. Some people be like, I got to get my debt paid off. I got to get my house paid off, and before I can do anything. Well, I don't know. I actually made more in the stock market at 3% than my house.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, so you can do it. You're like, well, if I can invest this and make 8, 10, 20% a year, should I pay off my 2.5% loan? No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, some people are so worried about how much debt they have, and you know, that can be good and bad. It depends on how you use it. But
and now, if you locked in at a loan, like if your note on your house, you locked in at 8.25%, then hell, that's a lot different than
it's different
3.25%, right?
Yeah.
So I might be looking to refi that money. So Grant Cardone always talks about cash flow.
Yeah.
Cash flow is king. It's not, you know, your house is not an investment. We were taught that early. Is your house is an investment. It's set up to when you pay it off or you sell it, you're going to have equity and you can serve as your retirement and things like that. Well, that's BS. It's still going to cost you money to run through your life and pay on the house. So if you can minimize that expense, like in the example of your house, if it's a low percentage rate, man, ride that money out and take the money and invest it somewhere else. That's just easy application of debt service more than anything. So investments are no different. So the quick answer to your question is I don't know. But again, I would get involved somehow, because the old ways of what you were being taught, and this goes for everybody listening, of how you are to invest your money is BS. It is making other people money, especially the financial institutions that your investors are putting the money in the market. They're the ones that are making the money, people. That's why they do it. So we're trying to say, hey, take control of this yourself, educate yourself, and make some money for you and your family, not so much for the financial institutions and for those that are handling your money. So you take control of it. Learn, just like you did in your trade or your profession or whatever it is. Take the time to learn this thing, which is why we encourage you, step down the rabbit hole with this. We're going to that event in Dallas. When is it?
About 5 weeks.
5 weeks or so. Still time to get involved. Give us a shout, shoot us a message, and give us a call, whatever. We'll give you the information. We'd love to have you join us at the meeting. So we're just going to make more contacts and learn some more stuff about multifamily real estate.
Yeah. Let's get some market updates. And,
for sure. Want to hear what the latest is, for sure. You know, especially on those deals, and hear what Brad has to say about what's going on. For sure. So I know the market's changing. It seems to be moving in the direction that's going to start to be favorable for us.
I think it's stabilized. Interest rates have stabilized, and there's a lot of positive outlooks People are talking about, oh, I don't want to get involved in real estate. The interest rates are too high. Well, okay, that's an excuse. You can structure a deal to work around that, right?
Yeah.
But they're headed. I think most people think that the worst times are behind us as far as that goes, and so we're going to start getting into more predictable stuff where things are going to be, easier to figure out and moving forward from here. So I would bet we hear some of that. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped to hear it. We've actually got a couple friends that are joining with us and have never been, so excited for that. Love to have more people come with us. And so if you're watching or you're listening, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'll get you the information. Certainly want to have you join us because no better way to learn than together. So that way we can all make some moves together.
Right on.
And we're working on a few things. Hopefully here in the near future, we'll have a couple things we'll be able to throw out there for those listening to jump on board with investment with us. So that's some of the stuff we're working on. Yeah. What else we got?
Those are the questions I had this morning. I didn't. Nice. What a hug. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I can't do that normally because through the screen I can't. I try. I'm like, can't get them.
So those are the questions we had. I wanted to answer those few questions, and I think we're gonna, unless you have something else, I think that was gonna be our day today.
Awesome.
Maybe do a little short
and
podcast.
Sweet. Love it. Miss you guys. And we're working our way towards getting an analyzer up on the screen. We were going to try to shoot that to you today, but I feel like maybe we're a little premature on that. I think if we throw it up there, not everybody's going to know what the heck we're talking about. So I want to edge into that slowly. And I think maybe we'll introduce parts of the analyzer and parts of the T12s and things like that, so we can go through and point things out. That might be a good idea for next. Maybe we pop up a T12 and look at the numbers that are making sense and what's not, just raise questions. So that way it gets other people thinking and looking. Yeah.
Think and look.
Think and look. Rock on. Hey, happy trail.
Happy trails to you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Atomic Punks. Rock on.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. 2, 3. Happy trails to you.